What's been your most embarrassing moment? Probably getting pulled over by the police. This week I've been challenged to do a Q&A session, so I put out a request for some questions and I'm just going to jump right into them. Here we go. Okay, first question. If you could have any motorbike in the world, which would you get? Okay, so at the moment, probably a Triumph Street Triple. I've had a lot of different bikes over the years and I try and make sure that every time I buy a new bike, it's a different one. So my past bike was a Honda Hornet. I absolutely loved it. I think the Triumph Street Triple is a favourite at the moment because there's a Triumph dealership that's opened up around the corner. It's one of the first bike shops where I've actually been treated like a proper human. So many bike shops I go into, if I bring a man with me, whether it's my father or my brother or my boyfriend, I ask a question to the sales guy and the answer gets directed at the man I'm with. And it's the most frustrating thing. But Triumph were different. The guy was amazing. He let me sit on as many bikes as I liked. He didn't look scared. He answered my questions. If my other half asked questions, he directed his response to him. I actually felt like a proper motorbike buying human being rather than just the person that tagged along. What's one way you've helped your business be more efficient? So my answer to this would be templates. I've templated everything. Emails, text messages, letters, invoice templates, the lot. Everything is templated. I'm a template queen. If I have to type more than a couple of words, I stick it in a template or I create a text replacement shortcut so I don't have to type it again. Has Bear ever done something shameful? Bear still eats his own poo. And I have no idea why. It's the most disgusting thing. Yeah, he's not allowed to lick our faces, that's all I'm saying. What's the most memorable moment you've experienced in your life? There are two. So, being told by my brother and his wife that they were pregnant with my baby niece Rose. And the second one was finding out my grade for my degree. I'd had quite a rough time at uni and had convinced myself that I was going to fail, and that was it. So finally hearing my grade, realising I hadn't failed and that I'd actually done all right was amazing. It made 4 years of hell kind of worth it. What's your biggest life lesson been so far? The need for talking and not bottling things up. So I have struggled in the past with opening up to people and talking to people, and I think after this many years of being on the planet now, I've realised that things happen when you talk to people and help comes from directions you don't expect. And yeah, talking to people is the most valuable thing. Your mental health is the most important thing to protect, and talking to people makes sure that you can keep that on a balance. Do you prefer the mountains or the beach? Mountains, definitely. I mean, I love the sea, don't get me wrong, but I love going on a hike. I've done the 3-peak challenge before. That was hell, but I love the mountains. What does your tattoo mean? Okay, so that is my tattoo. My brother actually has the same tattoo, or a variation of this same tattoo. It's actually from the film The Flying Island of Laputa by Studio Ghibli. It's the symbol of their royal family and it's imprinted on their levitation stone. If you haven't seen the film, it's called Castle in the Sky these days. It used to be called Flying Island of Laputa, but they had to change the name of it because Laputa is a bad word in Spanish. So it's Castle in the Sky, go look it up, it's amazing. What's the worst business mistake you've seen? I don't know whether you'd call it a mistake, but it's not managing your time in a way that protects you from burnout. I see that time and time again, and I see that with all enthusiastic business owners, especially at the beginning. Not taking enough breaks, not setting boundaries. Again, I didn't understand the idea of personal boundaries before I had a business. That's Probably something I see repeated time and time again, and I'm still guilty of it. Have you taken a motorbike trip and camped along the way? Yes. So we went away for a weekend the last time we both had bikes. We camped, so we just took a tent. We had a couple of bags on the back of our bikes, and it was the most amazing, freeing feeling. I loved it. More of that, please. Were you scared to start freelancing? Hell yeah. I got my first client in 2012, and it was a colleague of my brother's who approached me for some help with SEO. Yeah, kind of started small like that, and it wasn't until I left my full-time job to come and help with the plumbing business that a few weeks later, after I got that kind of ticking over, I then decided to really properly jump in and set myself up as a proper freelancer and help people run their businesses too. So yes, I was, but it's all fine now. What's one thing you'd tell your younger self? Don't worry so much. Just relax. Don't worry about what other people think. Just relax and stop putting barriers in your way. I think I still do this. I have a lot of kind of things that I think I shouldn't say or things that I think I shouldn't do, and I think I would tell my younger self to just chill out a bit more. Okay, next one. How do you juggle running 2 businesses? Okay, so I've got both of them, as I said, templated to within an inch of their working lives, and I don't run the other business on my own. And my consulting business, I'm just about to get some help with. So I have been doing it all on my own for the last few years, but I'm going to get a virtual assistant very soon, and I'm very excited by that. So the answer to that would be trying to manage my time as efficiently as possible, templating everything, automating as much as possible, and then delegating. What's been your most embarrassing moment? Probably getting pulled over by the police. It was, when was it? I was 22 and I had my Honda NSR and it was a 125 and I absolutely loved it. And I'd recently passed my direct access, which means that you can get rid of your L plates. Normally on a 125, the majority of people have L plates. Because they haven't done their full test yet, but I'd done my full test, so I'd taken off my L plates and I was riding to work. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have any makeup on, and it was first thing. I was still a bit asleep, and I noticed a police car behind me, and then their lights went on, and I didn't understand what was going on, and they were trying to pull me over, but I didn't understand and I didn't know where to pull over because I was on a dual carriageway and we were just coming up to a corner. So instead of pulling over at the point that they'd initially kind of flagged me down, I carried on riding and ended up pulling over at a really kind of dangerous spot on the corner of this, as it was going round a bend. They were not very happy with me. I pulled the bike over, got off, pulled my helmet off, and they asked for my licence. And basically they'd seen me with no makeup on a 125 with no L plates, and they basically thought I was too young to be riding a bike with a full licence. So when I took my helmet off and they realised I was a girl, and then they looked at my licence and realised I was 22 and not like 16, they were just like, okay, thanks very much, be on your way. But I was mortified because I didn't understand why I was getting pulled over. So yeah, that was kind of mortifying because I kind of put us in danger and then just didn't really understand what was going on. So that was probably one of my most embarrassing moments. So yeah, there we go. Challenge completed. No more questions for a while. Yeah, I hope that's been entertaining. If you've got any more questions, throw them my way and maybe I'll do another video in the future, or maybe you've had enough of them. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully that recorded.